If you ever wondered what happens after life, you need to check this video out, because today I'm gonna tell you one of the things that is happening when you die. Welcome to part 1, life after death. You can subscribe and hit the notification bell for future updates. It is not needed. I do this for the common good of the world, to help each other evolve spiritually as mentally. Let's get to the topic. So guys, boy oh boy oh boy, let's talk about death, because this is something we all need to face. But I have something comforting to tell you, so buckle up, because this is insane. Approximately 6 to 7 years ago, I started my spiritual journey. I always liked spiritual things, I was always open-minded, watched always spiritual, spooky things, and I was into religion. And I went my journey through religion and found out that it's not what is for me, maybe for others, but I found a lot of gaps in religion from my point of view. And eventually, C19 happened, and in the period of C19, we all went through some physical, mentally, and spiritual challenge. And I started I found videos on YouTube in my algorithm about near-death experiences. So I watch a few people die, they get out of the body. Sometimes they travel through a tunnel of light, like a wormhole, through another dimension. Then they had a live view and live review. And the live review, they showed all the good things and all the bad things they did in their life to people. And after it, they needed to judge themselves. And they all said, like, there was no judgment from the other side, from someone else, except from themselves. They needed to judge themselves. And after they judged themselves, they can choose if they want to go back or want to go further into the spiritual realm. I thought the first video I was like, oh man, it sounds too nice to be true, because I was always obsessed with the conception, why are we here and what is there if we die? My whole life I was obsessed with it. It felt for me like this was my sole purpose, to find out one of my sole purpose. And I keep digging and digging and digging and digging, and more videos and more articles I was reading, I was watching, and I was living on those type of content. So the more I watched those videos, the more something happened in my mind. Like there was a switch that was turned on, really quietly and slowly. The switch was turning on to spiritual awakening. And as I followed and procrastinated watching those videos, I started to meditate, because in those videos people came back with gifts and they meditated, and the whole life changed about it. And I will come back on the gifts, because that's very, very, very interesting. So I started to meditate, and yeah, that's when I had my first out-of-body experience, what you also have when you die, but you can also have it when you not die. And I had this experience, and I experienced the same thing like the people experienced in the near-death experience when they were out of body. I was not dead, I was still alive. And when I came back from my OBE, the out-of-body experience, it changed my life. I saw the world differently, and there was something triggered, something was put on, and we all got gifts. We got spiritual gifts, telepathy, thinking and talking, knowing what's gonna happen in the future, remote viewing, name it, lucid dreaming. We got so many things, and I had many times already used a lot of those gifts, but I didn't know that it was real and it was gifts. I was like, maybe I'm a little bit mental, but this thing is real, guys. And at a certain moment, I was so high energized and activated. They call it the Kundalini awakening. Search it for the Kundalini awakening. I will make a video about that, but that's for another video. And this is gonna sound really strange, but this is real. What for benefit do I have from lying about it? I went into the supermarket, I crossed, and I see people. And when I walked by them, by someone, I know what the person was thinking. You know, I thought I was losing it really, but I heard the people thinking if I crossed them. And you know what is going on when it's busy in the store, man. So eventually I didn't want to go in the supermarket anymore. And my wife was saying, yeah, but come on. I said, no, I can't. I really can't. You know, it was not only hearing the thoughts about what do I need to have for the store, but also the private stuff. And I finally got it. That is not the end. And literally I felt something going off of me, like a snake losing his skin, you know. It felt like this, or weight is taking off of your shoulders, you know. That amount of stress relief, what I can't explain. It's a feeling you must feel when you have the awakening, you know. It's really, really hard to explain, but I can tell you, this was so liberating. It was the greatest feeling I have had, man. Like a spiritual orgasm, ecstasy. It's insane.